I know that the government wants to keep these secret, but yeah, it's better to keep stuff secret. I mean, unfortunately, until we reach, well, go back to the 500 million mark, I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope for the United States. Canada, I don't know. I mean, Canada is pretty much a barren wasteland anyways, so go figure.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a barren wasteland. It's pretty beautiful in a lot of parts.
Yeah.
It is kind of like a patchwork quilt, though.
Mm-hmm.
But everywhere's like that. Everywhere, yeah. So do we need superheroes at all? Do you know people that don't have superheroes, heroes, or role models who just like, I'm my own self. I'm my own self, and I look up to no one. Is there anyone like that?
Well, it's funny how, I don't know, even about the Rain City superhero movement, which isn't that far from you, actually. It's just a ferry right away in Seattle.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah. Rain City. They've been nicknamed it. Because of the superhero movement of people wanting to fight crime and they think it's all fun and stuff. No, it's kind of pathetic. Like I've said before, when you think about those people trying to make a movement, trying to think like, oh, we're going to stop people from doing this and that. No, they're making it worse in a lot of ways. Because they don't really know what they're doing. They think it's just, no, for you to be a hero, sometimes you have to be chosen. You don't throw yourself at the situation, but then you could do, it just depends. I'm thinking that when you throw yourself out there and you don't have a lot of experience, I mean, I don't know, just learn different ways.
Yeah.
And then do it a different way. But then there's other guys that think that if they just like feed the homeless and like buy some groceries and spread it around to like people pushing like shopping carts. I mean, because there's this kid named Life, and he's like this like bleeding heart kind of guy that's just basically trying to feed the homeless and save the whales and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for someone to actually become like the vigilantes and the superheroes in the real world, I mean, they don't have powers, and if they do, well, it makes sense why they're trying to keep things secret, but at the same time, they're making it gross and ugly.
I don't think I quite caught that. What was gross and ugly? That they're making.
That they're thinking that this is a comic book realm where they can walk around in like the friggin' masks and I'm going to stop you from drinking and shit.
Like that guy, Phoenix Tears is his name, or
no, Phoenix Jones.
Phoenix Jones, right?
Phoenix Jones.
And
Lex and Vex, and then his super villain, Lex Velvet. Yeah, that kid's. Yeah, Lex Velvet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree with that. The people that are the real heroes are the ones doing things that are actually getting things done, not people in masks that are going around like you said with the drunk drivers, like, get out, I'm gonna take your keys away, and they're wearing a mask, and it's like, I don't know, people shouldn't drink and drive, but to stop them, I think that's assaulting them.
Yeah,
well, they're drunk.
Yeah, I know. Well, man, instead of trying to call the cops and, I'm taking your keys away until the cops come, I'm like, no, give them $20 and then say, yeah, come back when you're sober and pick up your car kind of thing. Don't fucking turn the kid in after he's like totally sloshed at the night at the bar, and he wants to rest and have sleep, so make it easy for him. Don't make it he knows it's wrong. You have to just approach it differently.
Do you think Fraggle Rock, do you think there was heroes in Fraggle Rock that you look up to?
Yeah, you could look up to them. I don't want to say that they're heroes. I mean, No, there's just like freaking like little kind of weird shit like living in the ground and underneath the ground, and I mean, no, it's just these are things that entertain you when you're little, and they teach you stuff. Well, Jim Henson, Sesame Street, because Sesame Street is a bunch of Muppets, and they refer to the Muppets as monsters. So, in a way, yeah, they're kind of doing a good thing because they're trying to make monsters friendly. And if you make something friendly, there's nothing to be afraid of. So, yeah, I wouldn't say they're like heroes, but I'm saying, yeah, they do like teach.
Yeah. Would you say that, what was I going to ask you? I forget. Let's move on.
I mean, what intrigued you when you were little? Like, what did you watch that you thought was so amazing, but then when you look back on it, you're saying, what was I thinking? That's like stupid. It's retarded.
Hercules. It was like the same clips over and over and over, and I just watched it, and it's like stronger than 10 ordinary men, and he's like flexing and stuff, and then it's like a simple story with like the same thing at the end, and I wanted the same story over and over and over and over, and it was the same story. It delivered every time. Like the monster, he got the monster, and then the music, dun, 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 dun. And that's what I liked, and I ate my grilled cheese, and that was the best. I didn't like Little House on the Prairie. That was on a lot, and a lot of shows I didn't like. Sesame Street was kind of okay when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What's the earliest entertainment you went for?
I don't know. I just remember, I had Little House being played in my house too because of my sisters. They even liked Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. I don't know. I really liked that show too, but I think it was like when YTV was still kind of like just basically starting off. Every day after school, coming home and watching Doctor Who. That was awesome on YTV before it got kind of gross and all that stuff. So,
did you get your ideas for projection from Doctor Who?
I get my influences from a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of different things that make up my actual belief system, and why some things are possible and some things aren't possible. I don't know. I say things like projection to simplify it, to normalize it, to make it just plain and simple, flat as a board kind of thing.
What's one thing you believe is not possible?
I don't know. That's kind of a difficult question because I know that even if things are done on camera, or even if it's like a made-up kind of movie thing,
yeah.
I don't know.
Say there was like say there was a bus in outer space. Would you believe that?
Yeah, I think that was an actual Doctor Who episode.
Because it's Doctor Who, it's real. Okay, what about a guy who can fly?
Everybody can fly, from Superman to friggin' Green Lantern. That's not what you meant? What did you mean?
I meant
who actually
I meant like
flies?
an actual person that can fly. Like what do you think is not possible? What
But it is possible. They showed that at the fucking opening ceremonies of the 1984 Olympic Games, and my first real good memory of a space guy riding around the whole stadium on a jetpack or some kind of like helicopter pack, and that was like that was like porno bliss to me when I was little. That's what I was expecting life to be.
If superheroes can time travel, then why do they fight petty crime?
Not all of them can time travel. I mean, there's different friggin' I don't know. I mean, this has been brought up. I mean, when you think of, oh, this is a job for. No, you can't always think Superman's the answer. There's a whole bunch of other superheroes
Time
who
travel
can handle it just fine. But I think that was even put on The Simpsons with the fat comic book guy, and he's like Bart Simpson drives by with on a freaking tank or something. He's like, oh, this looks like a job for either Ghost Rider or Doom Patrol or just coming up with kind of fantastic, kind of lesser known superheroes.
Do you like the Venture Brothers?
The Adventure Brothers or the Fabulous Freak Brothers? You mean?
No, the Venture Brothers. It's a cartoon, and they're there's two sons, and then there's a father, and then there's this guy who's like a superhero kind of guy. He's always takes care of things, and then there's this wacko kind of doctor guy, and he's always getting in trouble with things because he does all these inventions and stuff, and there's all these superheroes in the thing, and they're all different kinds of superheroes that aren't in comics.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? No? Maybe you should check that out because you might like it.
Yeah, because I think it's connected to I don't know, the same producing company who made Aki Teen Hunger Forest. I think it's called Adult Swim or something.
Huh. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
some of their
because
stuff.
these are or even Robot Chicken is really funny. I think it's even kind of cool that they even have their separate kind of Robot Chicken DC special, just making stories with the DC Universe characters.
Should a person just entertain themselves, or should they try and get something educational, or should they get some philosophy out of something, or do you think people can just blindly be entertained and just enjoy it at that?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's I don't know, there's a reason for Netflix, right?
Yeah. I think the great thing about superheroes is they nourish your creativity and make you want to create a superhero, which makes you create other superheroes, and whether or not they're good in the long run or that, we'll see, but superheroes do have a place in mankind, I guess, don't you think?
Well, literature for one thing, because there's a lot of stuff that hits home for a lot of people, and they can relate to a hero. You can relate to someone that does the same thing or goes through the same type of stuff they go through, and they conquer it. That's why people look up to heroes, because they somehow are able to conquer things. Not because it's easy, but it's hard, and we do these things because it's hard. So no wonder.
I've had friends who
JFK.
thought they were superheroes.
I don't know. I think maybe they I like comic books. I like reading them, and I don't know. When you have illness, you're pretty impressionable. Some people would say, and they think they have super abilities. And I don't know.
I have one friend.
But they're so different.
Oh, I sat down, talked to him, and he was drinking, and he was talking, and he was talking about all these hardships he had, and he basically said he was Superman because of the hardships that he had. And that was kind of do superheroes have hardships? Is that why they become superheroes?
Probably because of what experience that was the most hardship is probably the thing that makes you up the most. Either if your parents are gunned down in front of you like Batman, or somehow I don't know. There's sometimes these events that are pretty critical to our story, I don't know. Story continuation.